Good evening and welcome along to another edition of the Sunday Bunch here on SAFC Fan TV. And at the moment, there's only four of us. Unfortunately, Phillie's got a leak, right? So he's attending that. And Jacob Staff is just late. But, hopefully, we'll have them both back with us. Dino, already
yeah, Phil, I think you sound like you're underwater. I don't know if anyone else picked that, but it sounds like you're underwater.
You're sounding very muffled, to be fair.
Am I really? I am. Am I?
Well, you sound a bit better there,
better.
mate.
That's better.
Better. Is that any better? That better?
Oh, much better. Beautiful.
Much better.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, okay. Apologies if there's any sound problems. I'm sure we'll sort that out. Don't forget, we are live, which means you can join us on the live chat. So with myself, Phillie, we have CONRAD. CONRAD, have you had a good day today?
I've had a busy day, but yes, other than that, it's been all right.
We have Michael Bowers. What have you been doing today, Michael?
Watching football mainly and waiting 10 seconds to reply to you after everybody else. But there, Newcastle 1 point above the bottom three, so it's going to be interesting in the Prem.
Oh, fair enough. And Amazon's top delivery driver, Tino. What have you been doing today, mate?
Grafting, mate. I've been out delivering the parcels, doing a fine job. I may add, better than Hermes. That's all I've got to say.
All right, good man. On the chat then already.
You mean you're better than Hermes, not the company?
Well, I'm always better than Hermes, mate. How man? Hermes have Phillie. Hermes have Phillie. That just shows it.
Football channel. We're not here to talk about herpes. Right then, on the chat already. Thane SFC says hello. He's a bit early, but here, why not? Lauren Kenny, evening all. SFC Dave 17, evening lads. Kieran Gale, evening as well. Don't forget, you can join us on the chat. If there's anything you'd like to talk about, Matthew Lead is on there as well. Our friend Matthew, how you doing? We will sort you out with a mention if we can. If you got anything you would like us to discuss, stick it down in the chat and we'll do our best to do that. So we're going to look back first of all to yesterday. We was at home to Rochdale. Everybody predicting big things. Well, I said 4-0. Sunderland 2, Rochdale 0. Your thoughts on the game then, Michael?
Well, it's one that you just had to win. It was good to see actually that we've responded from that Crew result with back-to-back victories, which were needed if you want to try and get into the top two. Good start. I can't remember who it was that said it, but it was two very, very good headers. It might have been Jacob on the match review actually yesterday. Great cross from McGeady from the free kick. Sanderson, very accurately placed header, very well taken. Great second goal. Jones, great cross again down the right. Jones seems to be, I think McGeady and Wyke, they just seem to be proving it again. McGeady's the one that got an assist, and then Wyke gets a goal as well. Rochdale had, I remember, two very good chances. One was Ian O'Hare. I think he's the left back for Rochdale, but I could be wrong. He had a chance inside the 6-yard box at 1-0, which he skied over the bar from close range, which he should have scored. And at the start of the second half, you had Stephen Humphreys, who actually, if I'm right, scored against us for Southend the day that they stayed up and we finished 5th under Jack Ross. I think he scored the winning goal, but I could be wrong there. I don't know why I said that, but that's just a random, useless fact for you. He had a good chance. Yeah, I know. I don't know how I remember that. I'm just sad and I don't have a social life. But anyway, he had a good chance to start the second half, which Burge had to save. And if that had gone in, it would have been a different game. I know there's been quite a few people saying that the performance was poor, especially second half. But I felt the second half, and maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Second half, I thought it was just us putting as minimal amount of energy into the game as possible and saving ourselves energy-wise for Portsmouth, which, if that's the case, I think that was absolutely the right thing to do. So, professional results, long may it continue, and hopefully, we'll go on to a big game on Tuesday night.
Interesting that you think they'd sort of take the foot off the gas, ready for
I could be wrong,
Tuesday.
but that's what it looked like to me.
I mean, I hadn't thought of it like that, but to be fair, if they've done that, I mean, that's a spot of genius, I would say. Like I say, I hadn't thought of it like that. Anyway, quickly on the chat, Acacia Cameron Jude, friend of the show. Hi, Acacia. Would like to know, has Dino made his bed? Dino, have you made your bed?
Well, someone made me bed. I must have a ghost because when I left this morning, that bed was a tip. When I come back, it's all nice and clean and ready for us. I must have a cleaning ghost or something because I
you're
haven't
just
done
a
it.
tramp, is what you are.
Exactly,
right.
exactly.
Andrew Robbins, our serial online shopper. Hi to you, Andrew. He predicted 2-0, and he was right. I think, to be fair, I think a few of the lads. I think a few, yeah. Terry predicted 2-0. Jack said 2-0. Dino said 2-0. And I said 2-0. Conrad said 2-0. I think we all said 2-0, didn't we? I think we all
said
4-0.
Pretty sure you said 4-0.
I said 3-1, but that was because Rochdale hadn't scored for so many games. It was just that it would have been the typical Sunderland thing to happen to let them score.
You got the same margin though, Michael. There was still a 2 goals.
Well, yeah, okay. I'll take half a point for that though. Thanks, Conrad.
You were still, Michael. You were still wrong. End of. Matthew Lead. Where's Dino's disco lights? They are just
in the corner.
Just see them. And just see them.
Get them out again,
right,
Dino. Get your disco lights out again, man.
Yeah, get your discos for the lads.
You want me disco balls out there?
Yeah.
You want me disco balls
thanks,
out?
Dino.
There
right
we
then.
go.
There they are.
Oh, there you go.
What are you doing? It's like a school disco. This.
You know what he is? He looks like he's on the stage. He looks like he's on the X Factor live stage.
Best $4.99 he's ever spent. Right then, Conrad. The match then. Sunderland 2, Rochdale 0. Points in the bag. What did you think of the game then?
It was all right. There's not much more to it. I don't think we actually, like Michael said, seemed to put a lot of effort in, but we also didn't really need to put a lot of effort in. No disrespect to them, but another great assist from McGeady from the free kick, and then Jordan Jones with an absolute beauty of a ball to Charlie Wyke there. I did say, I know I predicted 2-0, but I also had a bet on 1-0 Charlie Wyke, which Sanderson ruined inside 6 minutes there. So it was thanks for that, mate. I like Michael's idea though of in the second half we didn't need to do anything, so we just put as minimal effort in as possible, just made sure they didn't score, and we just sort of saw the game out. Kept players that we need to, because I mean our issues at the back, let's say, are well documented now, and I think Oliver Younger, I thought he had a good game when he played, but we didn't want to lose anyone else at this point.
Conrad, sorry, can I quickly just interrupt you? We've got someone joining us here. Yeah. Hey!
Oh, he's here.
How's your leak?
Nightmare.
He's got it in the glass.
Phone house insurance, I think. Yeah.
Not much of a leak, sorry, if you're drinking it there.
It's an old bathroom and the just needs sorting out.
Right.
I've been getting quotes. I've been getting prices for a new bathroom, but I need to do it quickly now.
I've been getting quotes for Karen. Sorry, Conrad, we did interrupt you just to bring Terry in there.
Right.
So, what was you saying? Finish off if you want.
Just about the defensive issues. It was mainly important yesterday that we didn't lose any other players. I know Winchester went off at one point, I believe, but I mean we have ample cover in the middle, so he was having a good game, I thought, but it's just if we lost anyone in defence or even the makeshift defence at this point of having 09 in there, and even Power when he was playing right centre back the other week. We just need, even it's against Pompey as well. We need to do the same thing where if we're ahead or if the game looks settled, take as many of them off as you can for the final, because we're going to need them for other games as well going forward. And I know Hume's on his way back, I think I saw the other day, and Flanagan as well might have stepped up a bit in training. But again, just cotton wool these players if we've already got the results in the bag like we had on Saturday.
Right, fair dues. Quickly on the chat, Thane says Hulk Hogan, the legend himself. Of course, Dino's dad, proper legend on our channel, and he's a legend, full stop. Leighton Jordan says Dino got his disco lights. Carl Stewart says Disco Dino. Chris Law says Dino's disco lights are the best. They go on. And also, Jeff Allcraft says, Michael, have you got a new router? Which, because you got good connection. Adam French, friend of the show, says, glad to see Michael has paid his internet bill. Get in, lad. And it's Bobby Cowley says, you should make people pay £3 to watch the Sunday Bunch. To be fair, we wouldn't do that. It's not the sort of thing we do. We like to give you this content for free, as if it's the same with like merchandise and stuff like that. I mean, we looked into that a few weeks ago, but charging people fortunes for merchandise is not it's not the way we want to go. Yeah, we're gonna, when we can do it at a cheaper rate, then we'll look at doing stuff like that for you. Conrad, you was wanting in?
I was just going to say, yeah, we wouldn't charge £3. It'd more be like $4.99, some sort of, RRP price kind of thing. £3 is just too little.
Right then. Well, Dino,
Yes.
Sunderland 2, Rochdale Nout. What did you think?
It wasn't a very exciting game, was it? I mean, we created the 2 chances and scored the 2 goals. Other than that, I can't even remember how many chances we actually did create. I mean, John Jones looked good on the right side. He whipped the ball in for Charlie White's header. I thought Rochdale's defence were awful on the first goal. I mean, Dean Sanderson was standing by himself at the back post with a free header. What their defenders were doing, I do not know. McGeady getting another assist to go level with George Honeyman on the assist list, which is good. Them did have the odd chance. I mean, Keehan, the left back, had a chance from 6 yards out, and he's blazing over the bar.
Dino?
Keehan or something. I didn't know his name. He blazed one over the bar from 6 yards out. Still don't even know how he didn't even hit the target, but I'm glad he did. And they had the quick free kick they took, and everyone was asleep apart from Lee Birch, who made a really good save. But other than that, it was a very drab game. It was very boring. We kept possession a lot. When they were 2-0 down, they didn't even press with. I mean, we just kept the ball in the back for most of the game. It was quite easy, but it was a very drab game. But a win, 3 points in the bag. Bring on Pompey. Bring on Pompey.
All right, fair enough. I'm loving your disco lights, actually. They are the best. Just very quickly, we got 138 people at the moment watching the stream, 36 likes. We would love you to just give us a like, hit the thumbs up there. We like to get up to 100 at least on a Sunday. And just one dislike so far, whoever that may be. Yes, Terry.
That was my dislike because someone took piss out me leak.
Right. Somehow, Terry. Terry, I don't think that's your dislike. So, Terry, you've just joined us. You've had a leak. You've been mopping up. You've had a bit of a swim, and now you've recovered from all that. Sunderland 2, Rochdale 0. What did you think of the game?
Well, it was a good start, wasn't it? I was impressed with the start. I don't know why he put Oliver Younger at right back. I thought maybe he might have put Oliver Younger as the centre back and put Dean Sanderson as right back, just because I thought Oliver Younger's normally used to being a centre back position and out of position for a young lad who was already nervous, might made things a little bit worse. But never mind, it happened. Took a good early lead. I thought, yes, the floodgates are going to open. Jones almost got in for number 2. Then after that, to be honest, to be fair, Rochdale were the better side. Rochdale played really well for the next 30 minutes. And I thought, we were lucky to hang on to a 1-0 lead until we got that second goal. And after the second goal, it was basically all Sunderland. I thought Sanderson was man of the match for me. He was outstanding. And as, the centre-back, I've just said he should have been playing right back. But for me, he's grown in stature, absolutely grown in stature. And as someone told me the other day, his auntie is Tessa Sanderson, who was the Olympic javelin thrower. So, she's over the moon with him doing really well. So I think I would love to keep Sanderson at some point in the future, but I think Wolverhampton Wanderers will want him back. I think he's going to be a star in the making. But overall, it was a comfortable victory in the end. Second half, we saw it out very nicely. Another 3 points, and well done, Lee Johnson, getting a makeshift side, 11 plus injuries we have at this moment in time. Another 3 points, 7 points out of 9. can't really complain with that. Can't complain at all.
Nice one. Of course, you mentioned Tessa Sanderson, and the lads don't know who she is. Like yesterday on our live stream, when someone in the comments mentioned Ivan Lendl, and they were saying who's he, and Dino still doesn't know who that is. Do you?
I don't even know who you're talking about.
No,
I think it's a make of soup, isn't it?
No, that's Evening Lentil. That is. No, he's tennis player, man. Even Lendl, and he was always
who he
miserable.
is, for God's sake. I know who he is. I'm older than you.
No, I know you.
I'm not older than you.
Sorry, I'm not. I'm not. This is not you. I'm explaining to Dino, because somebody put in, because he was always miserable, and that's why they were doing the link to you, Dino.
Are you talking about Uncle Ben or something? Is this who you're talking about?
No, it doesn't matter. It's all right. Right. Swiftly moving on. On the chat, SAFC Dave 17 says we should all set up. We should all set up a GoFundMe page for Michael's broadband. Yeah, we could do that. It was one of them games yesterday. Again, it wasn't.
The generosity is unreal. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I forgot we got to wait a few minutes for Michael to respond. But there you go. Yesterday's game, it was a hard watch, but at the end of the day, it is all about 3 points in the bag, and those 3 points now, have got us in fourth place. Oh, hang on, Dino wants in quickly. Go on, Dino.
Yeah. I know. The performances the last couple of games have been kind of bad, but I'm starting to realise this isn't our strongest team. I mean, we've got a makeshift defence. It's not even our strongest midfield. I still don't even believe we know what the strongest midfield is. The only thing that's strong in our team is at the moment is Charlie Wyke and maybe the two wingers, but the rest of the team is very makeshift. It's different centre midfielders every week. You've got midfielders at centre back and right back. I mean, this isn't even our strongest team, and we're still getting results. So well done to the lads, to be fair.
But I think we touched on this on Thursday, saying basically what a fantastic job Lee Johnson's done, considering he's not had it easy with injuries and stuff like that. And haven't we got the 11 players or something out or something where he's had to shuffle around, Conrad?
Mine was I'm just changing the topic entirely. We've got a Gypsy Warrior in the chat, a Rangers fan. Just want to say, well done to Rangers, 55th title today. And please, can we have Jordan Jones and Jermain Defoe next year?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna move on to Jermain Defoe in a second. Yeah. But what I'm gonna say is we're in fourth place now, and we are
we'll take both of them. Thank you.
5 points off top. And of course, one of those 5 points is Hull, who've got 2 games more than us. And of course, on Tuesday night, everybody seems to play each other. So top 2 are playing. Hull are going to Peterborough. Yes, Terry.
We might have more injuries. Did Oliver Younger go off with a niggle or with an injury? And did Winchester go off with an injury as well? So is that 2 more injuries? Do anybody know about those 2?
I think Winchester went off injured. I think Younger just went off just because of a reshuffle with the team, with Power going to right back and Scowen coming on for Winchester.
Right.
Yeah, so I suppose the ideal result for us is a draw with Peterborough and Hull. And Ipswich are playing. Ipswich are at home to Lincoln. So, are we saying an Ipswich win? There's what we need there. Yes.
Yeah, spot on.
All provided that we beat Portsmouth on Tuesday, which we will come to shortly. Right, kicking about on social media today. Social media. So. I don't know how much truth may be in it. People are saying Jermain Defoe is in contract talks with Sunderland. Now, that could mean absolutely nothing, or, it could be something. We have touched on it. How likely do you think that is? Do you think it's total pie in the sky? We'll start with Dino. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like there'd be better options for Jermain Defoe than coming back to us. It just depends on if Jermain Defoe would want to take a pay cut and play in League One. It all depends on Jermain Defoe. I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't want to sign him, but it's up to that bloke yourself, for the simple fact he might get championship offers, he might go back to America. You just don't know what he's been offered, but I'd love to have him back. I think he'd be great. I mean, people say he's a 38-year-old, but he's still performing at like high levels. I mean, and people don't rate the Scottish Prem, but he done well for us. I think he done crap for Bournemouth, but I don't think he got the chance. And hey, go on, Conrad, go on. You want in there, mate?
We're not going to be in League One next season. We'll be in the Championship. That's all I wanted to say.
Are we not trying to sign them for now? Can't we sign free agents right now? And they can play right now?
I think we can, can't we?
Is he not with? Is he still not with him to the end of the season?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Isn't he not
if he's in talks
until the end of the season?
Yeah,
Surely.
I think he's there till the end of the season.
I don't know. Go on, Terry.
Go on then. Go on, Terry.
I think they could be doing talks in preparation in case we get promoted to the Championship. Defoe might want to come back with unfinished business and say, look, if we get promoted to the Championship, then I'll sign for you.
Right. Well, quickly on that comment you just made,
Michael.
Robert. See you, Michael. F2. In the chat, Robert Foster says the rumor is that Defoe will come back if we make the Championship. I know what you're saying, Dino. You're saying you think there'll be better options open to Defoe, but do you not think that he fell in love with the club? And so it's one of those things. I mean, you've got to look at Alan Shearer had the chance to go to Man United and win things, but he went up the road because he loves them. So it's like I think he's got a strong bond with the club, Jermain Defoe now, and I'm sure he'd love to come and he knows the sort of reception he would get. Terry, what do you think? Do you think it's likely, or is it just social media talk?
Well, there's a possibility, like I said before. I think it's because we're getting closer to being in the top two, and there's a possibility of getting promotion. And they might just open talks with the possibility of us getting promoted this season. Would he want to come back? There's no reason. At the end of the season, he's out of contract with Rangers. He wants to find another club. If he still feels he's good enough and fit enough to compete in the Championship, then he may want to come back to Sunderland.
Yeah, I think. It's fairy tale stuff, isn't it? I mean, imagine getting Jermain Defoe now, Conrad.
Could it be like maybe he feels bad about he had that clause in his contract where if we go down, I can leave for free, even though he was still under a deal. So maybe, like Terry says, sort of following on, he feels like maybe I owe them something. Like I didn't stay when they were in that league, and I could have done, but he thinks, well, I'm at the end of my career now, and maybe a year or two more. Why not turn up and help with the youngsters and help? I'm sure he was doing other things than just playing for us. There was all the charity stuff he was involved in as well in the area. So it might not just be a sole reason of playing for Sunderland. He might have a lot of unfinished business around the area.
Right. Well, what about, I'm going to bring a comment up here. Now, do you think this guy's serious, or do you just think he's a mag? Don't want Defoe. He can't run anymore. The future is youth. I think you would struggle to find any Sunderland fan who would not want Jermain Defoe to come back to the club. Am I right in saying that? Do you think, fellas? Dino?
Can I just say, what youth do we have? We don't have any youth who can even do it at League One. Hang
on. Let me stop you there, Dino. If you want youth, here is some youth.
It's Jacob.
Oh, it's Michael.
Honestly, that was Jacob.
Sorry to disappoint everybody.
Yeah, go on, Dino. Sorry, finish off.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like, we've got no youth coming through the ranks anyway, apart from probably Oliver Younger and Josh Hawkes. They're not strikers. I mean, he's saying he can't run. I don't believe that. He might not be as pacey as he was, but he'll still have a bit of pace about him. And let's not forget, Defoe isn't someone who's known for his speed. He's known for his finishing, and that's the last thing to go. You give him the ball in the box, he'll finish it. It's as simple as that.
Right, we'll go to Terry, then we'll come to you, Michael. Terry?
Come on, Phillie. Everyone entitled to their opinion. Nigel S. is probably a Sunderland fan, but it just has an opinion, that's all. It's his opinion. Doesn't want them back. He wants somebody else. He wants somebody else to be given a chance. Doesn't mean he's a mag. He's entitled to his opinion.
No, Terry, you're absolutely right. And we always say it's all about opinions, and you can have your opinion. And I just find it hard to believe that any Sunderland
like Dino says, I'd have him for his finishing. He was, even when he was with us before, he was never someone to sprint past players with his pace. He was there just to put the ball in the back of the net. And some of the goals he scored this season for Rangers as well, I don't know if it was one where they won like 5-0. It was just a long ball over the top. He watched it all the way over his head and just left-footed it in the far corner on the volley. Like, he didn't need his pace for that one. It was just it's just there to put the ball in the net. Right place, right time.
Exactly, and let's look at the prime example of this moment in time. What pace has Charlie White got?
Yeah,
exactly.
Right, Terry, that's a fair point, and my apologies go out to Nigel S. For that. It is about opinions, and we do respect everyone's opinions, and that was my bad, if you like. Michael Bowers, I know you've been away. Oh, sorry, hang on. I know you've been away, but we're talking about Jermain Defoe coming back. It's been put out on social media today that he's in contract talks. Do you think the ability of that? And you're like 5, 4, 3, 2.
That's because 1. I was waiting. That was because I couldn't hear half of your question. I think you went a bit funny there, but I got the gist of it. So it's about Jermain Defoe. What did Nigel S say? What was? I'm guessing he's someone who wouldn't have him back.
He said, "Don't want Defoe. He can't run anymore. The future is youth."
Okay. I can kind of get signing Defoe doesn't really fit the model that I think Sunderland are going to go down, which is sign players who are younger, really develop them, and then sell them on to make profit to try and keep ourselves sustainable. Having said that, personally, I don't know why we wouldn't want Jermain Defoe. I think for 1 year, I don't think he'd if we stayed in League One, not a cat and house chance that he would come to us. I don't think. In the Championship, I don't see any reason why not. I think for a year, why not get someone in who can finish the chances off. I would take him, yes. I think people can say he's 38, but people got to remember that Jermain Defoe, it's not like signing a 35-year-old Danny Graham. Jermain Defoe will have looked after his body, looked after himself, kept himself in very good condition. And it's no surprise he's still playing football, even at the age he is, because he keeps himself in good physical condition. So normally I would agree, but I think with Jermain Defoe, I think he's someone who could be an exception to that. If we didn't get him, wouldn't be surprised. This tweet might end up being total nonsense, but for like a 1 year contract, I don't see why I wouldn't take him personally.
Conrad?
Last point, sorry, I know I'm jumping in a lot. He scores against Newcastle every time he plays, and since they'll be in the same league as us next season, guaranteed 2-3 goals against the Mags. So,
oh God, Conrad, there's still 2 months of the season left, mate.
Conrad, you can jump in anytime.
Reeling them in.
You can jump in anytime you want, mate. That's what it's all about. Get in there as often as you can. Dino does. Oh, Dino wants in again.
Put it this way: who's better, Jermain Defoe or Will Grigg? Who would you take? Defoe every day of the week.
I'll tell you
it's
what.
It's a tough one.
Technically, it's not even a question, Jermain Defoe. Technically, it's not even a question, Gino. Will Grigg.
In all my years watching Sunderland, Jermain Defoe is the best finisher I've seen play for Sunderland out of all the, and that's Kevin Phillips the lot. I'll tell you what, I just felt when I saw Jermain Defoe, every time he got the ball and he was on goal, you just knew he was going to score. And I don't know why it was. Terry, you disagree?
I just think Kevin Phillips was my favourite, and I think he was probably the better out of the two. But end of the day, the different players, well, they're the same. I wonder if they're both the same size, and they're both about the same height. But apart from that, yeah, I mean, they're both great finishers. But just my opinion is, Phillips was better.
Yeah, I mean, Phillips is a god, and I loved him for what he did. There was something about Jermain Defoe when I saw him, I just filled us with confidence. You just knew if the ball come through to him, you knew that 9 times out of 10 that ball would end up in the back of the net, and it would just, and that's how it was. Mark Rodham on the chat anyway says Defoe and White, boom. So at the moment, yeah, that could very well be. I do have a little bit of good news for you and everybody watching. Oh, by the way, there's 180 people now on the stream watching. We've got 68 likes. We'd love you to just hit the thumbs up. We like to get to 100 on a Sunday, if you don't mind. So give us a thumbs up. It'll take you a second to do that. The good news I've got for all of you here and everybody watching is I've had some correspondence this week. KLD has written to me personally, and apparently everything is going to be all right. I've got the letter here. He sent to me, and he's just outlining that, you know, it's in good hands and it's going to be great. So thanks to my mate KLD for sending that out to me. I know you lads, you lads one of. I know you lads one of. You won't have received one of these because it's addressed to me personally down there. Man.
All right, I got a photo with Stuart Donald, man. That's all I need.
Don't tell people about that anymore.
We've got a video of you with Stuart Donald, actually, haven't we, Dino? So that'll be going up at some point. Just a quick one before we move on to the next topic. It's going to be a massive, busy week for us this week in our build-up to Wembley. We've got our Wembley special, which is going to be obviously on Sunday, but we've got loads of things going on through the week. We've actually had Jacob is late today, and I don't know if he's late because we've actually had Jacob down at Wembley Stadium today doing an interview with a Tranmere Rovers fan, so that'll be on our channel soon. We've got a preview to Tuesday's game coming up. That'll be on tomorrow.
Socially distanced interview.
We've got Tuesday night where we've got our live stream with commentary of the game, and we've got loads of stuff coming up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. We've got a special pre-Wembley. We're going to be absolutely shattered, but we've got loads of stuff to bring you only on SAFC Fan TV this week. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We're going to put a running order up for you so you know when you can tune in. Terry, you was wanted in there quick.
Yeah, I got a letter from KLD as well. It says, I enjoy SAFC Fan TV, but I love the mad mistake. And it's signed KLD. Signed. It's even signed. Right. That's only the part I can show you. The rest of it's a bit too intimate. Right? We'll leave that.
Did yours, Terry, when you opened yours, did yours have a fiver fall out of it? Because a fiver fell out of mine.
Did it? I got to tell you.
Oh, man.
Right, listen. Listen, we were talking about Jacob's been down at Wembley Stadium today, and who appears? Well, hey! Round of applause for Jacob. So we're just saying, Jacob, you've been down at Wembley Stadium today. How's it looking? Is it looking good?
Yeah, sun was shining bright this afternoon. Hopefully that's a good omen for next week, but it's a place that's cursed normally for Sunderland Football Club, but let's hope the omen comes to an end next Sunday, Phillie.
Did you get good vibes down there? Good vibes, Jacob, for next week?
I would say nervous vibes at the same time. Even though we're tipped as favourites next week, it's still going to be, I feel, a tough game to get the job done. But yeah, early pre-match nerves were sinking in, but I think with the weather this afternoon, hopefully that's good omen, sun shining bright, and hopefully a Sunderland victory to match that in a week's time.
Oh, if I was down there today, I'd have been like, tingling, getting all excited. Dino, you get excited in your disco room?
I know you got the letter from KLD and all that stuff, but I've actually got the Papa John's trophy sitting in my kitchen.
That's true. It does.
I've actually got it. Well, no, what's
I would have.
Jacob's got
one. No, then you can't say that. Jacob's got his pizza box. Then.
No, it's staying in there. It's staying in there.
Well, you can't reveal it too early. You have to raise it at the same time on Sunday.
Yeah. So anyway, we got loads happening on the channel all this week. The big build up to our massive show on Sunday, our Wembley special. We got loads of people who've sent photographs in, videos from all around the world. Different people wishing Sunderland well. So we've got all that ready to show you. It's going to be a good day, and make sure you tune in all through the week as we start the build up. Once we get Pompey out of the way. Terry, was you trying to get in there, mate?
No, I was just giving the fist pump.
A fist pump back then. Back at you.
Pump it up.
Right. A quote I saw somewhere today, I think it was the other day. Lee Johnson, apparently he said he's told the under-23s he's picked his team for Wembley, and there are 4 spots available. And he said if that's not a carrot, then he doesn't know what is. So I want to throw it out to you. What 4 places do you think are probably up for grabs? I mean, any ideas? Shall we start with you, Jacob, seeing as you've just come on?
Yeah, I would say with the defensive crisis we have at the moment, I would say at least 3 of the 4 will be defensive players. I think that's indicating that if you look at it, who's on the treatment table at the moment in McLaughlin, Flanagan, Willis, Wright, it's indicating that most of them will not be ready and won't be fit in time for the final. So only time will tell, but I think one of them will at least be Ollie Younger if you class him as a reserve player now. But consider it, even though he did actually start yesterday against Rochdale and did very well. But yeah, for me, I think it's defensive players he's looking at the moment to make up the numbers.
And of course, Sanderson's cup tied as well.
Tied, yeah.
I mean, is anybody else? Is Sanderson the only one cup tied? Do we know?
Vokins.
Anybody?
Vokins.
Who? Oh, Vokins, of course. Yeah.
Winchester.
Right, so,
Winchester.
Oh, yeah, Winchester.
Winchester,
so,
and there's somebody, and Vokins as well.
Probably the whole team by next week,
so
just to annoy us.
Yeah, Michael, why we've still got internet in the Bowers household? The 4 places, where do you think they are? And who, if you like, who would you like to come in? 3, 2, 1. Michael.
F2.
Well, 3 out of the 4 of them. 3 out of the 4 of them are probably, like Jacob said, bound to be defensive ones. They're I don't know about it depends on the formation we try to play. If it's a 4 at the back, then it's probably going to be the back 4. I don't know why enough that picture's frozen of me on there on my end. I would say, well, Younger's probably going to be one of them, possibly at this point, because again, Sanderson's cup tied. If McLaughlin isn't fit, if Wright isn't fit, if Flanagan isn't fit, then we could very well be going into Wembley with no experienced first team defenders. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? So, but like you said, I think the alleged quote of Lee Johnson is that that's not a carrot to dangle over people, or that's not motivation. Then what is going to be motivation? They should have motivation anyway, but regardless. So that'll be interesting. I think of a lot of these younger lads, like Ollie Younger, for example, or whoever else that might want to come in. If they play at Wembley, that will be a career highlight for them. That's something they'll remember the rest of their life. So who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But I would imagine a lot of them will be defensive areas of the pitch.
Right, fair enough. Few people on here are saying Sanderson, Vokins, Winchester, all cup tied. Bradley Young says all on the bench: Josh Hawkes, Brandon Taylor, Kimpioka, Oliver Younger, and Dan Neal, all there. And of course, the quote of the day at the moment goes out to the casual observer, who says Chesney Hawkes, surely the one and only. So we'll move that on to Terry. I think we're all saying it's across the back. What we're going to do, and to be fair, I mean, Michael, you said, we could be going into this with no sort of real defenders and what have you. But we've worked with a patched up defence for the last quite a few games now anyway. So, Terry, what do you think? People coming in for these people cup side and these places up for grabs?
Well, if Winchester's out and Ledbetter's still injured, we don't really have much of a centre midfield. It's going to be Power, but Power is going to be needed probably in the defensive side of things. So that'll probably leave Dan Neil to start, maybe with Scowen. That's the only two midfielders I can really think of. Maguire could come back under the fold. Young kids coming in. Dan Neil, obviously the lad who started yesterday, and possibly just drop Remy Matthews full stop because it's a waste of his space, and bring Patterson in.
I don't know about that. Right, I'll move on to Dino because I just don't know. You've stumped us, to be honest. Dino, what do you think? 4 people coming in.
I'm going to say Patterson, Younger, maybe Mitch Curry, and Dan Neil.
Terry, you'd like to see Dan Neil in there, wouldn't you? I mean, you're a massive fan of Dan Neil, aren't you?
Well, we know fine well that Scowen's going to be starting. Scowen's a shoe-in to start. It's who starts along Scowen. Now, for me, the only other person that can actually start with Scowen is probably going to be Dan Neil, because I don't think Maguire sort of fits that kind of role, does he really?
No, not for me.
So it has to be Dan Neil, really, with that sort of, the cupboard's bare. We've got nobody else to come in, so it's got to be Dan Neil with his talent, along with Scowen's inability to pass the ball. Hopefully, Dan Neil can rub off onto Scowen a little bit and pass him some tips on how to pass the ball. We're only playing against Tranmere. How am I in League 2? Surely we can beat them with the reserve side.
Terry.
I'm only joking, man. I'm only joking.
My team, the Tranmere fan, is going to clip that section up right now, and that's going to haunt you for the rest of your life, that bit.
It's okay. I've got loads of Tranmere fans. I've got a scarf in my drawers being bought for a Tranmere fan, so I'm friends with Tranmere fans. They know I'm only joking.
Yeah, they were great, the Tranmere fans, when they came up here.
You know what it is, right here, Phil? There was a homeless person sitting in Sunderland, and there were 6 Tranmere fans talking to me, and every single one of them went over to the homeless person, this young lass sitting by herself on the floor, freezing cold, and they all donated some money to him, and were chatting her up and this, that, and the other. So, they were very nice.
Yeah, they were sound. We had them in the Wheat Chief and stuff like that, and a cracking set of fans. Just very quickly, we got 166 on the stream. We got 89 likes. We only need another 11 people to hit that thumbs up. Take you an absolute second to do it. Just the thumbs up. Let's get to 100. At least we'd like to do that. Conrad, 4 people then. Who do you think, the 4 people who are going to impress Lee Johnson for these places in the Wembley final team?
I'd do Patterson, but I think Patterson for the bench. Burge still in goal, but
F2.
Patterson there just to give him, do you know what I mean? Just the experience of being there. I think we did the same thing at the end of in the Charlton playoff. I think was it Strychek, the backup keeper, was there instead of whoever our number 2 was at that time when McLaughlin was in goal. So I think just get in there, just to sort of be in and around the team. Younger, definitely. Dan Neil as well. He's played a few games in this competition already, so I'd like to see him giving it a go. And then why not throw someone like Hawkes in there? Because we've got Charlie Wyke, and then O'Brien can kind of play up front. Apart from that he's the next striker, really, or maybe Benji, Hawks or Benji. I'd sort of throw in up the top, I guess, there. But I mean, I've said in the chat I'll play, and I've hashtagged asked Danny if he'll play centre back with me, so that we can sort of have Tranmere sort of beaten by half time, really.
Is Michael in Australia now?
It's not that funny, Terry.
I'll tell you what, Michael.
It is Michael. Only Michael. No, it only happened with Michael. Anyway.
Possibly.
Michael, you look terrible down under. Terrible down under.
Phillie,
yes, mate. Go
whenever
on.
you and Dino say F2, I always think you're trying to say that.
No.
Oh, no.
We would not. No, we would not. We would not do anything like that on this channel. Right. All right. Here's a question. Right. Here's a question for you from our friend Safi Mackham. I'll put it up on the bottom of the screen for you, right? So, what would you take? A scruffy 1-0 win against Portsmouth or a 5-0 cup final win? Terry wants to go first.
5-0 all day long.
Dino.
1-0 against Pompey for the simple fact I'm prioritising the league over the cup.
Jacob Kirkbride.
Phillie, I'm going to have to agree with Dino on this. League over cup for me any day, and a terrific performance and win on Tuesday night. But if it was for us to get beat in the final on Sunday, I'd still take the Portsmouth win. I'm sorry.
Quickly, Terry.
Portsmouth can't catch us if they beat us on Tuesday night. And if all the other teams draw against each other, we only lose 1 point in the table. We've got plenty of games to still catch them.
That 1 point could come back and haunt me, though.
True. Also, considering the fact that I think on Tuesday as well, it's Peterborough against Hull, and I think it's Ipswich and Lincoln, and us Portsmouth all played in the same evening. So, big night in League One.
It is. And if you'd have made it on time, Jacob, you would have known that we've already discussed that. Michael Bowers, scruffy 1-0 win against Portsmouth or a 5-0 cup final win? You can answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No.
0.
-1.
Out of those two options, it would ease. I'm sorry, Terry. I think I would have to agree. With Dino and Jacob on this. It easily would be a 1-0 win in Pompey because because Pompey play us. Pompey play in the league before we next play again. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I'd easily much rather take a 1-0 scrappy win against Pompey. And even if we did that, who knows? Who knows if we might not go. Terry, would you like to take one? And who knows? We might go and beat Tranmere anyway, irrespective if we take a 1-0 against Pompey.
Yeah, but
Right,
it's
okay,
it's either way. You can't have both. You're either going to have one result or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Stop trying to change the question, Michael Bowers. Conrad, a scrappy 1-0 win against Portsmouth or a 5-0 cup final win?
I can't believe I'm going to say this, considering how much I hate Portsmouth. But I want to win 5-0 at Wembley because then the monkey's off the back that we've never won at Wembley in case we end up in the playoffs later on. And I don't want that to still be a record coming on later on in the season where it's like, when we still haven't won here going into a playoff final. That we just don't need that at that time. And like Terry said, we're still in and around. So
the minion is off
What's
the
the
back.
minion for?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if this is it's his hooded throw. Keep him warm.
It's not mine. It's not mine.
Listen,
nice.
I don't know. Then I don't know if this is. Listen, I don't know if this is an age thing. Then, but for me, a 5-0 win all day, absolutely every day, because at the end of the day, it gets dark. At the end of the day, if we don't go up, right, then what'll do if we win the trophy? Then that's in the history books, right? It's a Wembley win. What's he doing now?
Imagine if it was daylight there and Terry's actually
Yeah.
Imagine if you'd have been in like another country and just fooled us all for years. It's daylight.
It goes down. It's a Wembley win, and it's there, in history. It's another cup final win at Wembley. They won't say if we go up this season, you won't go, oh, do you remember that season, in 2021 when we got promoted? But you'll say, do you remember when we went to Wembley and we won at Wembley? So, what's he doing? Right, anyway, very quickly, let's move on to Tuesday night. It's live on Sky, but if you've got any sense, it's Terry unplugging his headphones. It's all right. I'll just unmute him while he's messing about. There you go. Right. When he's back, we'll sort him out. Tuesday night, it's on Sky, but you're much better tuning in to SAFC Fan TV for our commentary. Are you back, Terry? Oh, here he comes. Portsmouth versus Sunderland.
Oh, he's gone.
How important? How important is this game that we win it? We're on a fantastic run, and if we can beat Portsmouth on Tuesday night, not only will that cement our place up near the top there, the confidence for Wembley on Sunday, it'll just be absolutely sky high. But how important is it that win this game? I mean, we're up there and thereabouts. So for me, it's one we don't want to lose any game, but it's not the end of the world if we did. But what sort of effect do you think it might have on us for Wembley if we don't beat Portsmouth? And I think we'll start with CONRAD, I think.
If it depends. If we lose to Portsmouth, I can see it being like a Lee Johnson sort of saying to us, like, you need to now do this to make up for it. Like, you've lost ground in the race depending on other results on there. And same with the draw, I guess, but that can kind of depend on other results. But, I mean, if we win, it's almost just like it shows us as a real contender for the top two places, maybe even in the top one at this point. They're just like Brian Clough, just the top one position, I don't know. I just really want to beat Portsmouth. I hate them. That's all I'm going to say. I just hate them. Horrible team.
Why do you hate Portsmouth so much, Conrad?
I mean, why don't you? Is the honest answer to that question.
Well, to be honest, I've got. I didn't say I did like them, and to be honest, I've got loads. I've got loads of Southampton friends, like a lot of Southampton friends. So.
And they play in red and white, so that's another reason to like them and hate the enemy of them.
Dino, do we really need to win this game on Tuesday? And do you think if we don't win it, do you think that'll have a negative effect for the final at Wembley?
That's a silly question, to be fair, Phil. Do we need to win? Of course we need to win. I mean, this is the difference between going up and going down. You need to beat the teams around you. It's like the relegation. You need when you're in relegation.
Hang on. Let me jump in there. So, all right, let me rephrase the question then. All right. So, are you saying that if we don't win on Tuesday night, that's our chances of automatic promotion gone? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. No.
All right, so it's not a silly. So it's not a silly question.
You want to win every game. You want to win every game. You need to win every game. No. But these are the games. These are the games that define your season. Because when you're in a relegation battle, it doesn't matter who you beat.
No.
Are you trying to argue with us? Are you trying to argue with us?
No. I said, how important is it to win the game? I didn't say, do you want to win the game? That would be a silly question. Because, of course, everybody wants to win the game. I'm saying, how important is it that we win on Tuesday night?
Right. It's very important, Philly, because the games where you're beating the teams around you who are in the playoff contention and top two contention, you need to beat them teams, because it's easy enough going down and beating the likes of Rochdales and your Swindons and all them lot. But your season can make or break by beating the teams in the top 6, top 7. They're the teams you've got to beat because they're the hard games. It's easy to win an easy game. It's hard to win a hard game. So, yeah, it's really important.
Right, well, Stu Shaw says, Dino, you're talking poo. And can I apologise to Nigel S? Because he's now saying, be careful, Dino, he'll call you Newcastle fan. Nigel S. Listen, Nigel,
come on, Philly, grovel for this.
Listen, I sincerely apologise for what I said, all right? It was an opinion you had, and I do apologise for that, Nigel. I was out of order. I'll hold my hands up, and I'm really sorry. And if it helps, I'll come round, I'll kiss you on the botty. I'll do whatever it takes, all right, to make it up to you. Just don't bear a grudge.
After
right,
COVID.
Sorry, you've been
after COVID.
Sorry, you've been waiting to get in there for ages. Sorry, mate. Go on.
Why do we even listen to Dino? That's the question I want to ask, because he said we wouldn't even make the playoffs. And that was only a few games ago. Dino said we wouldn't even make the playoffs.
Exactly the same. You said this team
we'd
isn't
make
good
the
enough.
playoffs.
No, you said this team isn't good enough. You said this team isn't even good enough to make the playoffs.
What's my prediction at the start of the season? Win the league. Stick by your beginning of the season's prediction. What was your prediction at the start of the season?
We wouldn't make the playoffs.
Exactly. There you go. Completely.
A couple of weeks ago when we went in the playoffs, you were saying this team isn't good enough. We're an average League One team. How are we fourth?
All of these teams in this league can beat each other. All at average League One side. But I believe we'll make the playoffs. I've always said it. You said we're hopeless. We wouldn't even make the playoffs. So if we don't beat Portsmouth, we won't make the playoffs.
I never said that.
So what did you say? We won't go up.
It's a chance, of course. Terry, it's all right.
So it's not really important to beat Portsmouth. I want to beat Portsmouth, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's not.
Of course it is.
It's not. Right. We're not going to win every single game between now and the end of the season.
It's all right beating the Swindons. It's all right beating them teams who are you expected to beat, but when you come up against a team like Portsmouth, where you're probably the underdogs, you've got to beat teams like them because it's good enough beating the bottom 10, but when it comes to the top 10, you can't win. That's the difference between promotion and relegation and all that.
Portsmouth are 5 points behind us. A draw will do.
In fairness, I think the games against teams down the bottom is where we've struggled the most this year. We've lost at home to MK Dons, lost at home to Plymouth, lost at home to Wigan, lost away to Shrewsbury. Those are the games that will probably cost us if we don't get in the top 2.
Michael, Conrad's desperate to get in there. Conrad.
I still think Wickham cheated in going up last year.
We're not going back to
agreed
crap again.
It's my favourite thing to mention when there's a fight, just Wickham Wanderers.
That's the first time I've seen a bit of colour in Dino's face all night.
Right, listen.
Got more colour in Dino's face now than there's no disco lights behind him.
Listen. I said my prediction at the start of the season under Phil Parkinson. The team has changed.
We always change manager 4 times a year.
We didn't have Dean Sanderson at that time. We didn't. McGeady wasn't playing in the team. You got to think of all that, Terry.
Oh no! You make a prediction at the start of the season and you stick by it, Dino.
We need to change players, even though we change manager and players.
Someone's got a really good point in the chat.
We change managers more than you change your betting.
Listen, just very quickly. Oh, go on, Conrad.
Someone in the chat's put a really good point. What we should do is when we make these predictions at the beginning and they come back now, we need to be like, it's going to VAR. No, Dino definitely did say that.
Yeah, that is therefore. We've got to sort that out. Anyway, a more important thing we need to bring up now at the moment, before I go back to you lot, the most important thing in the world, and I'll bring it up on the screen. Nigel S. He's forgiven us. Yay!
Oh, Nigel, man. Nigel, never forgive him. Never forgive him.
Nigel.
Has he asked you to kiss him on the arse or something?
No, Nigel. Thank you very much for that. And when we do start our members club, watch out for that. You will be one of our VIP members, definitely, because we love it. Terry,
are you just getting these bank details? You're going to pay him some money over the weekend, like, is that what it is?
No, I'm sending Kaz around.
If that's the case, I'm going to argue with
you. Right, so I forgot what the question. Oh, Jacob, how important is this game that we win it on Tuesday? Or if we don't, is that it? Are we not gonna go up automatically?
I don't think a draw would be a bad result personally, because if you take our record into account against Pompey, normally when we are on a decent run, Portsmouth are the team that bring that decent run to an end. But I think
hang on, Jacob. Sorry, forget the draw, because I'm talking about us actually losing. on Tuesday. Would that be the end of the
We
world?
don't want to
And
think about that, though.
No, we don't. We don't. What I'm saying is, I'm basically trying to say is if we don't win this game, right? If we lose this game on Tuesday, does that rule out top 2 for us?
No, it doesn't. But it makes it a lot harder, I would say. But listen, right? Disregard Portsmouth's form at the moment. Tuesday night is going to be a tough game, and the snippets aren't because I had the privilege of speaking to Tom from 4-0 written all over it last night. Potentially, could their current manager Kenny Jackett, will he potentially be in charge for that game on Tuesday night? He was hinting it's 50-50 at the moment, potentially. From rumours,
Terry, then Dino.
Well, I've heard apparently he's been given to the end of the season to keep Portsmouth in the playoffs, so getting promoted.
We'll soon find out.
Dino.
Right. Remember last season when we played Gillingham in the game before that, I think it was Bristol. If we won them 2 games, we would have been in the playoffs on points per game. Look at the same company. You need to win this game to give yourself a chance of getting at least second place, because every point counts. Just as simple as that. I'd rather have 3 than 1. And if you want to hope that badly, you want to take the win.
Well, of course you do. And we all want to win. But what you got to also think about on Tuesday night is everybody's playing everybody else as well. So, you know,
so this is a good moment to capitalise on that.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. But it's also, if you're going to lose a game, Tuesday night's probably a good time to lose it while everybody's playing each other. Terry.
Ask me the same question you've asking all these.
Terry, I forgot what the question is, but I'll ask you it anyway. What question did I ask? Oh, yeah. How important is it to win the game on Tuesday?
Well, I respect Dino's opinion. I completely agree with Dino.
Don't be a yes man, mad mistake. Come on, don't be a yes man.
That's my job.
Right then, look.
Argue with us, man. Argue with us.
I've already done that. It's boring now.
Yeah, we're right out of time. So what I'm going to do, I'll quickly take a prediction from you for the Portsmouth game. Conrad?
I'm hoping 10-0. Just hate them. I'll take a 1-0. Just 1-0 us.
1-0 to us. And you really hate them. You had to get that in. Michael Bowers, a score prediction in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
1-1. Point wouldn't be disastrous, but considering everyone around us is playing each other, it's a great chance to close the gap.
A Jack Ross special.
Mad mistake prediction.
Well, considering me and Dino got the correct score last week, the weekend 2-0. Oh, the three of us.
So
did copy as well.
And me. I did as well.
Bollocks. Right. So I've drawn a picture of Dino with his cap on with the disco lights behind, and I'm going 2-1 to Sunderland. 2-1 to Sunderland.
Oh, you. Hey man, you're nicking all mine here. I've got 2-1 in there, and
I can't even see that. It's too small. I'd say it's 4-1.
There you go. Get your glasses on. Where you at? Hang on. Wait. Where?
There's no point changing it now.
That says 1-1. That
it says 1-1.
We Philly. No, we Philly. 1-2. There you go. Right.
You're going back to school.
You always copy me. You do. Jacob, what do you think?
This is going to be a brave one. I'm going to say goals. I'm going to say a 3-2 Sunderland win. Big game.
3-2. Lots of goals.
Game as well.
Hey, that'd be a cracking game. That mind, I must admit.
Live on Sky as well.
The Doominator. Is he going? He isn't going to say a win, is he? Any chance on?
You're going to be shocked.
Away at Portsmouth. Away then. Amazon's
4-0.
finest.
4-0.
What? 4-0 to Sunderland.
4-0 to Sunderland. Northampton done it. We can do it.
Oh man.
Liam Hardy in the chat's just put 1-0 Bowers with an overhead kick. It could happen, lads. I've seen you play, Michael. I think you could do an overhead kick.
Right, what are you going for then, Dino?
4-0.
4-0. Right, fair. I never thought I'd hear the deer. Miggy Stewart on the chat quickly says,
Oh,
been to
yeah,
Wembley 5
definitely.
times. Thanks, Michael. All right. I forgot.
Is that what it said on the chat?
I forgot about the delay.
God,
Mickey Stewart said,
someone
"Oh
go
yeah,
round and
definitely."
sort his router box out. Seriously.
Oh dear.
Miggy Stewart on the chat says, been to Wembley 5 times, haven't won, so we need a win. Miggy Stewart, I've been to Wembley 7 times with Sunderland and haven't seen them win. So either you're the jinx or I'm the jinx. Look, we've got to wrap this up now. Thanks for joining us. We've hit 109 likes. Thank you very much. 3 dislikes, whoever they are. Wonder.
Nice.
Terry, what do you want to say?
If we beat Portsmouth 4-0 on Tuesday night, I'll go around DEANO's and clean his windows.
Now you can make me bed.
Oh, no, that stinks. No chance.
Terry, nobody should go anywhere near your bed,
No,
Dino.
it's banned.
Right, look, coming up this week, as we said, we've got loads and loads of stuff in the run up to Wembley. Of course, we're going to get the Pompey game out the way first. We got a preview for that tomorrow with Jack's doing that with Tom from 4-0 written all over it. Jacob, you've been on 4-0 written all over it as well, and you've chatted to Tom, so you can check that out on the 4-0 written all over it YouTube channel.
And that'll be
catch
out
our Jacob.
Tuesday
Is
night.
that going Tuesday?
Before the game.
Well, obviously we've got the live stream and our commentary on Tuesday night, and then the big build up to Wembley. We've got loads of stuff on our channel. We will put a running order out so you know when you can tune in. Loads of stuff for that. But
Terry's stripping.
Say that again.
Terry was stripping.
Why is the Christmas jumper on? It's March.
I wear it all year round, nice and comfortable. And it's red and white. It's red and white.
Oh, fair enough.
And
I'll accept.
and it's freezing. It's freezing where Bowers is. So
Harry, is your boiler broken?
Right, listen.
Look what the bathroom is.
Thank you very much for tuning in. We will be back.
I'll say
on
bye-bye now then, just to be sure.
Thanks for tuning in. We will be back on Tuesday. From myself, Phillie, from CONRAD Lee, Dino Elgar, Jacob Kirkbride, Michael Bowers, and the Mad Mistake. We'll see you all back here on Tuesday. See you. Ta-ra.